Hi everyone, and welcome to Jane Talks Trek, where I'll be talking about and reviewing an episode of the original series, The Next Generation, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, or Enterprise. Today I'm looking at Mudd's Women from the original series' first season, or as I like to call it, that time Enterprise was boarded by grown-up Powerpuff Girls. This episode was requested by Sam Smith. Thank you for the suggestion, and let's get going. We begin the episode with Enterprise chasing an unknown ship.
There he is, sir. Center screen.
Yes, thank you, Sulu. Scotty, give Spock some personal space. Ooh, Uhura's in gold again. The ship burns out its engines, so Kirk orders a transport, and into the credits we go. The lights keep going out, and who's this cowboy? He introduces himself as Leo Walsh in the strangest accent.
Really a beautiful ship.
And he says he has 3 more crew members which they have trouble beaming over as the ship is destroyed. Holy crap, is that the Powerpuff Girls? And I love that this woman is facing backwards just so she can sexy turn. And this one is wearing a glittery picnic blanket. The guys all stare. Calm down, McCoy. And Walsh is ordered to Kirk's office. Nice music. Nice butts. In the turbo lift, Walsh tells the women not to bother trying anything with Spock because he won't be affected, and one of them apologizes before Spock dumps them on Kirk.
Hello.
Hi there! Walsh says the women are his cargo. Oh my god, Spock sass! And he throws his hat at Kirk, so he tells him off. This guy Johnny is super affected by the presence of the women, which Sulu finds amusing, and Scotty warns Spock that they're down to one rather dodgy dilithium crystal, so Spock calls Kirk. Leo pep talks his squad, one of whom calls him Harry, while the boys bitch about their situation and plan to make a detour to get more dilithium crystals. Leo is subjected to a hearing, although everyone present is a dude. You don't want to throw a Uhura in there, seeing as the women keep hypnotizing everyone? The computer calls bullshit on Leo's name and he says it's Harry Mudd, a name which comes with a criminal record, no surprise. And on top of that, he was basically driving without a license. So the girls start working their magic on the boys. Harry admits that he's a mail-order bride delivery service. The computer warns Kirk that his crew are distracted, and the girls bitch that they want to be wives because their home lives suck. Harry is arrested, which leaves the girls panicked over what will happen to them, but the last crystal gives out, which throws the ship and its systems into chaos.
Oh, you beautiful galaxy.
Harry thinks this is better because the girls can be married off to dilithium miners, which will make them all very rich, and he'll be able to take over the Enterprise. But hold on, he's just exposited his plan very loudly, right in front of 2 security officers, who are surely going to warn Kirk, right? One of the women visits sickbay and comes onto McCoy, and her presence upsets his scanner.
Wonder what makes it do that.
Kirk has a woman in his bed, no surprise, and she gets all snuggly before backing out and saying she hates the situation, while the other 2 report back to Harry about the 3 healthy, single, lonely miners. Eve comes in.
I don't like you.
Same girl, and she says she doesn't feel well. Kirk yells at Johnny, who's too distracted to follow orders properly, and he wants McCoy to find out who and what the women are. Harry contacts the planet. Wait, what just happened? What's happening? Harry frantically finds some pills which Magda and Ruth take, but Eve is reluctant, and 2 miners come aboard and hold the crystals to ransom in exchange for Mudd's women and having Harry released, which Kirk refuses, but then Harry bursts in saying he'll give in eventually. Kirk, Spock and Harry beam to the planet to accept the offer, but the miners say they're too busy, and when Eve complains she's sick, the men fight over the remaining girls, and Eve runs out into a magnetic storm. Kirk goes after her. Oh wait, this guy's out here too, and then suddenly we're back aboard the Enterprise using the scanners instead, which drains their power further. Scotty points this out, so Kirk yells at him, but swiftly apologizes. Good boy. And the miner manages to find Eve and bring her back. Nice giant compass, Spock. They detect something, which is Eve cooking, and then this episode turns into a rom-com for a bit, before Kirk and Harry turn up to admit he's been drugging the women, and the other 2 miners married Magda and Ruth, which Ben is furious about, and Eve takes her pills again to make a point about how shallow people are. Kirk reveals that the drugs she just took were fake, and the real beauty was inside all along, or something, and Eve decides she wants to stay. No. I don't like that ending. It's too non-committal. We don't find out what happens to Ruth and Magda and their husbands, and Ben's reaction to Eve is like, sure, maybe we can make things work, because if you believe in yourself, you can make yourself hot. It should have either been the miners rejecting the women because they're not beautiful anymore, to show the shallowness of people and prove that what Harry is doing is wrong and deceitful, or the miners should have decided to love the women as they truly are, which would have been a nice message about acceptance and inner beauty, and proved what Harry was doing was unnecessary. If you've watched my channel a lot, you will know that I like to compare episodes to other episodes. So I see the inspiration for the Enterprise episode Bound, where 3 Orion women are brought aboard, sending everyone into a frenzy. Continuing the through line of Spock being immune because he's Vulcan, Trip is also immune because of his connection to T'Pol, who of course is Vulcan. I'm gonna say it, Harry Mudd is annoying. But that's not to say the actor doesn't put his all into the role. In fact, he looks like he's having a lot of fun. It's nice that there's a random crew member featured quite heavily, and Eve has a nice bit of depth to her character, even though I don't enjoy the ending. Once again, Kirk is matching wits with someone, so he's more favourably portrayed, and I like he switched out the pills, even if the message was a little muddled at the end. Overall, the episode was fine. Not great, not terrible, it is what it is, but I loved the music throughout, as it really matched the part serious, part silly tone of the episode itself. So there you have it. That was Mudd's Women. If you have an episode of Star Trek you'd like me to cover, pop it down in the comments or come say hi on social media. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button, it really does mean a lot, or consider subscribing if you want to be assimilated into my channel. Alternatively, feel free to check out my other YouTube channels. Thank you so much for watching, I'll speak to you soon, and live long and prosper.